looks after the young kids.
If you can understand whatever Barry just said, the players have moved into position. We're underway here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. Searle got the tap, and Melton South are going to get the clearance. And coming out and taking a nice mark, there was Hooper. Brad Hooper directly in front.
And he should go back and kick this. And
he is within range.
I mean, the thing is with the dimensions of this ground, it isn't a very big ground, and as he's passed it off, has Hooper, and he hasn't made this, and the ball's been rushed through for a minor score, but it only takes one kick from the centre clearance and you can get a mark and a shot on goal. So we are anticipating a very high scoring affair. 30 seconds in and Panthers on the board.
As you said, he was within kicking distance, but didn't even give it, kicking it to the full forward a thought, second thought.
As the kick out of the fence by Darley has gone out to Luke Delhay, one of the late inclusions. He'll switch it back to centre half back, finds Stu, taking a nice mark. He's looking to switch across the ground as well. Finds Knight, gives over top. He's got Hanson. This is good play. They've been able to work it nicely. Kick up the line, is looking for Page. Nice gather. Will kick up the line. This is good overlap here by the Devils. Finds his target in Ankrum. Looks up, hasn't got a lot, so you go backwards, back to Page. He can go backwards as well if he wants to, but he's going to go up the middle, looking for a target in Thacker. Takes a nice mark. That's set out forward. Looking to wheel around, moves it now. Inside 50, looking for Reece Allison. He's got it. And it was just a little bit too easy with the ball movement there. Darley just waited and waited. Nick Thacker finally pulled the trigger and found Alice inside 50.
Well, it was, and there wasn't a Melton South player that even looked as though they had a reasonable chance of touching the ball all the way down from the back line. Then.
Yeah, it's like a training drill, I guess. It's what you practice, your full forward coming out. As Reece Ellis will come in to kick his first of the day, and he just misses to the near side. So he's going to have to be good today. I mean, we talk a little bit about his set shotting on this program, and sometimes he can just let all his good work down in the air with his set shots for goals.
But the gentleman that kicked it to him, Thacker, I was disappointed with his game last week. But then again, he's
only a kid.
He's only a kid, and he wasn't by himself last week.
Yep. But, I was just about to say we were disappointed with the whole side.
And it looks as though he started off in the vein of form that we thought he's capable of. Yeah.
White kicks it out of full back, comes to the commentary wing, and taking a nice mark out here is Sullivan for the Panthers. Just defensive side of the wing. He kicks it short, working into a nice bit of space there was Collis, wearing the long sleeve jumper this afternoon. He kicks it up towards half forward. Good punch there from Darley. Gathering though for Melton South was Richard, although he let it go, and coming through was Hanson. Ball will go over the boundary line and out of play. Scores a level after 3 minutes here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. One behind apiece. As the umpire sends it back into play. Getting the tap out there was Cameron, the late inclusion this afternoon for Darley. Although the Panthers got the kick to half forward. Working it nicely there. A kick on its way from Collis will bounce over for a minor score. So their second one for the afternoon, Melton South, and they lead by one solitary point after 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for Big Abraham in the ruck today against the big fella in Searle. And we talked about a little bit in the pre-game how good he is.
Yep.
As the ball out of defence will come by Darley, and a nice mark taken by Page on the half-back line. Looks wide, and once again, Darley going to retain possession. Hanson's gone for a bit of a run. Done very well.
How far?
Ran very far. Thacker did well with a nice pick up. Hand out wide. Finds Dwayne Edwards. Kick inboard was ordinary. This could be cut off. Coming through was Collis. Put his head down in a bit of high contact. Umpire said he ducked. Ball still in the spew. Cullen flicks it out. Finds a target in Page. He moves it wide. Looking for Knight. Coming out to meet was Van Hurst to make a bit of a contest. Ball's in dispute. Good movement by the Panthers here. They should bring it inside 50. Where's Sutton? He's got him!
Mark this one down.
Oh, we can mark it down here. Matty Sutton.
And he's just got a little bit of a smile on his face too after he took that mark.
Oh, it was beautiful play. The turnover hurt Darley there. Sut's on the move and he'll take the mark and should go back from 30 metres out and should kick the first goal of the day. Matty Sutton comes in and bang! He's got his first of the afternoon. Hopefully one of plenty to come. We want to see the mobile goal kick distance.
I was just going to say about the only people that didn't come up to pat Suts on the back then with the full back and the back pocket player. But it was good to see.
I reckon the Darley players might be. Yeah, well done, Sats, well done, mate.
That's a good way to start his final game in the Ballarat Football League. Matty Sutton kicking the first goal of the game. Melton South a 1-2-8. Darley just one behind after 5 minutes. Here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. We're back in the middle. Searle used his strength to get the ball out. Kennedy bursting through the pack though for the Devils. Umpires called a free kick.
Yeah.
And it's going to go the way of Melton South. They'll send a kick out of the middle. That was Thomas to half forward.
Have a look at Dransman.
Taking the players on. There was Dransman. Turned it straight over. Cullen gets the kick to the wing. In space is Ellis, although it bounced straight over the top of his head. Gathering out there will be Trotter. Sends the kick into the middle and finds the big boy. Searle takes a nice mark. He's going to go straight back out to that far side, though.
Bay 13, that's called, Matty.
The Mountain South Bay.
Yes.
Thank you. Cultural lesson this afternoon here in the bus as the ball rolls over the boundary line and out of play. 7 points the margin in favour of the Panthers.
And 6 minutes in, and it already looks like the Panthers have started a lot better. I mean, just their ball move has been a lot more direct inside 50, so they're going to give their forwards a lot better opportunity. Collins will get the clearance for Mountain South. Heads up with a Dransman, takes a nice mark coming out. Gives it off quickly. Gives it to Thomas. Send it inside 50 to Sutton.
On the chest.
On the chest. Oh, we talk about great delivery. That was a beautiful kick. Lays out to Thomas. Lays out from Thomas to Sutton. And he should go back from 35 on a 45-degree angle here.
On the wrong side for a right footer, but
it is Matty Sutton.
Not beyond him.
Matty Sutton will come in to get his second of the day. Looks good off the He's got two. Already got the Mongrels on the board. Has Matty Sutton. And the Panthers are going out to 2-2-14 to the Devils, just that one behind.
All right, can I interrupt?
7 minutes in.
While I was doing Billy Lucas's job getting the team sheet, I went into Melton South rooms and Sutton was on the table getting a rub down. And I said, well, the boys tell me that you've got 287, mate, you need 13. And he said, oh, how many, do I get any credits for the points? I said, no, you just got to kick 13 goals. And I tell you
Well, he's
what,
on the way.
it looks as though he's taking the challenge up, mate.
Ball back in the middle. Good start by Matty Sutton in his final game. Darley trying to get a handball out here. Page gets a clearing kick to the far side of the ground. Running out will be Delahaye, but gathering for the Panthers was Sullivan. Kicks it inside, attacking 50 for the Panthers. Sutton's running out onto it. He wheels around. Oh, sold a bit of candy. Handball into the goal square. It'll be tapped through, though.
He's got to know.
He's that good at
This is his farewell game. You take the ball from the pocket.
Yeah.
You don't run into handballs.
Have a shot, son. Have a shot.
You're allowed to be selfish.
Today's your selfish day. You've had 12 years not to be selfish. Suts, come on.
Darley have kicked it to the corner of the centre square. A mark taken here by Knight.
And Knight will bring it wide. Well, for Jakey Owens for the first time, takes a very good mark, gives off quickly to Chew. He'll send it inside 50 almost, but coming back, having a nice, courageous mark there from Mountain South. The Mountain South player, I think it was Ben Peters. Very nice mark. Sorry, it was Rich. Got to play out wide, he'll use it. And he does, he finds Trotter. Trotter waits. Almost called the play on. Uses that left foot and kicks up the line, finds a nice target. Nice mark up by Watkins, virtually in front of that commentary bus. Kicks it short, just the required distance, to Peters. He'll kick it up the line to a low kick. Drains to get down a long way, picked up by Miles. Couldn't quite gain possession. Couldn't have got a free kick there, but the umpire said play on. Ball at the back, coming through hard as Drains, but he's working really hard. Edwards went and got it, couldn't get rid of it. And the umpires called a ball up there when the ball was just locked in. So we're going to ball up in front of our commentary bus, Matty.
We certainly will at the 9-minute mark of this first term. Melton South, in front by 14 points. Searle slapped it forward. Gathering, though, was Inglis for Darley. He was wrapped up in a tackle, and a high tackle paid to Brad Inglis.
Lucky.
So
yeah, it just sort of slid. It was one of those tackles where it slides up when he arches his back, and sometimes like it's there, but it's nothing much the tackler can do.
Darley did something very stupid there. They handballed back to one another, flat-footed, and the ball's going to roll straight over the boundary line and out of play, just forward of the wing. And, well, if that's any insight into the game this afternoon, Melton South are looking pretty good.
And they've shut down Steve Kennedy early. We haven't barely seen him early, the star player for Darley loses the base over inside 50. His kick is misdirected and the mark in the fence is taken by, looks like that was White, but he normally kind of go and get 4 or 5 touches real early. He hasn't even seen the footy. So they've locked down to him very nicely. Melton South going to bring the ball centre forward, looking for Rich. Come up on Darley. Now he gives it to the man Kennedy, of course.
Speaking of the devil.
Speaking of the devil, he's firing that touch. Kick out the back line there. Finds a target. It was Edwards who found Thacker. Plays on quickly. We'll send it inboard, looking for McGill. Had Searle coming. He was courageous. You got to be courageous with Big Searle. He's coming at you. Ball still in dispute. Drew Edwards locked up and taken by Corliss. Umpire's going to sort this out. He's letting it roll on. Ball at the back, and it's going to go out to Sutton, who's made his way out to this half back line. Gives it over the top. Looks like that is Sullivan. Back to Miles. He'll kick up the line, find a target, and it is. So he's found a target there. It looks like it's Piver on the far wing from our commentary bus position. Kicks it misdirected, though. He's mistransferred there, and the ball has triggered out of bounds. So we're going to bounce throw in. So a little bit sloppy there from Melton South, but they have started the game very well, Matty.
They certainly have, and it reminds me of the game they played up at Sunbury where they started well and controlled possession as well, but just couldn't make an impact on the scoreboard. They've righted that at the moment this afternoon. Ball wrapped up in a pack. Darley get the handball out. Brad Inglis had a fresh air shot. Tapping it along the ground is the Devils. Doesn't work in their favour though. Should find the boundary line. Umpire has paid a free kick.
Yeah.
So Melton South with the free kick short, made Wentworth work very hard for it, and umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go the way of Darley, and they're going to send it backwards. Nice mark taken out here by Hanson. He plays on, kicks wide, and finds McGill. He kicks inside, attacking 50 for the Devils, and a mark has been taken by Spicer, so he will go back for Darley's first major of the afternoon. He's on a 45-degree angle and about 35 metres out he'll be kicking it from.
Yeah, James.
Once he runs in, as he does, Sam called it.
And Donny he just had to move it a little bit there, the goal umpire there, and it's just missed in the side. So once again, of course, I've marked someone down. He's let me down. So first time of the afternoon, and it only took 12 minutes. So it's always good.
Angus Marshall a goal, and their opponent's Melton. 1 goal, 1.
Bill's back from his visit to the AFL.
No.
I'm trying to find China versus Finland results, but they don't have.
Bill, we don't really care. We don't
Wendouree
care.
2-3 to East Point 1 point.
And Melton South Point is very nice out of defence. Found Ronnie Rich on the wing from beautiful kick from Miles.
Oh,
Kicks
lovely.
It it's a good kick. It might just work. We can just get it down. Well on by Collis. Trying to pick that one up. There was White for Melton South. Ball still in dispute. One on by the Panthers here.
Well played,
Bring it
son.
inboard to Miles. Had to break the tackle of Baker and got one high. According to the umpire, so a free kick to the Panthers. Off to Rich. His kick is inboard. Can I get a mark? Ball still in dispute. One on by Edwards. Gives over to Inglis. Kick was smothered. Sutton will pick it up. In dispute, the umpire will have to lock this up and set out for it, and he does. So they just couldn't quite get the clean possession inside 50 there, could the Panthers. Umpire throws it in the air. Tap was won by Dransman to Miles. Couldn't quite get it. Rich got the kick forward. Ball in dispute. Running past was Darley. Sloppy handle by Jared Edwards. Sutton at the back to Piver. Slammed into the turf. Umpire said it was clean and we're going to pull up back inside 50. So, I mean, a good start here by the Panthers. Can they make all their good work count here? Tap was won by Abraham. Edwards couldn't quite shark it. Sutton rides the tackle. Shot on goal is going to come by the Panthers. It's all about the bounce. It just couldn't find its way over. It was trickling, and it just bounced right.
Had a Shane Warne leggy instead of an offie.
Yes. So, a minor score to the Panthers there, Matty.
Yes, they are.
Oh!
As the ball comes out, it was a pretty ordinary kick from Darley, and this is another one because it's going to bounce out on the full. So Melton South will take the free kick from right in front of our commentary position. 14 points the margin. Melton South pop one up to the 50-metre arc.
Oh,
Nice right there, and then handing off to Miles. He gets the handball back. Here he's right along the boundary line. Shrugs a tackle, kicks around to the hot spot. Bounces awkwardly though for the Panthers, and Darley should be able to clear. Jakey Edwards kicks it out wide. He was looking for Inglis. He's put under a lot of pressure from his Melton South opponent. Gets the handball away just in time. Melton South trying to gather. The fumbling Inglis is back there as well. Coming through late was White for the Panthers. Melton South able to gather now. Give the handball off to Corliss, who ran into a bit of traffic now. Gets the kick away to the wing. Mark should have been part of the column. Umpire said play on. Melton South, though, still able to gather. They kick it along the boundary line. Dransman took the mark, but it will be out on the full, was it? No, he's paid the mark to Dransman.
Yeah, he's paid the hit downfield, so it's going to be a free kick to Dransman, but he would have probably marked it anyway.
What a woeful decision that was. That was a mark or a free kick.
Yeah, so the ball will go inside to half forward. Sutton picks it up at the back. Gives it to his teammate in Watkins. Kick was looking for Dransman. The ball's trickle out. Though probably indirect ball movement there will hurt the Panthers. They just couldn't quite bring inside 50. But once again, with 15 and a half minutes and Darley haven't really looked like they've had a couple of shots on goal, but they don't look like really hitting the scoreboard at the moment.
No, and you'd say Panthers have had probably 80% of the play.
Absolutely, man. Just need to make sure they take the most of opportunities here. Ball still in dispute. Out the back for Chew. Ball was kicked off the ground. Busting his way through was Miles. He took on a couple here. It could be play on, and they've called play on. Ball still in this inside 50. Sutton's going to in the foot race. And look, maybe you just can't really get in there. Leonard's going to bring it out. The halfback looking for his teammate in Alice. Did well to trap it.
Oh, come on, son. Don't turn your back on the play.
Alice will send it inside. Wild card by Corliss. He's got some room to move. He's a speedster. Goes for a run, takes a bounce, kicks it inside 50 to Dransman. He'll give it off to Rodney Rich. They kick goal number 3 for the Panthers, and his kick will be offline. No,
Sam, I don't know what you were looking at then, because the way I saw it, it bounced in the goal square and went straight through for a goal.
Thought it was offline, but I slowly misjudged my position there, and he didn't like it off the boot, but they got the bounce, and Rodney Rich will kick the third for the Panthers as I'm making an absolute fool of myself here today in the commentary bus.
20 points the margin at the 17-minute mark here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. The Panthers, they're putting the pressure on early. They're 3-4-22. Darley are just the 2 behind in a very similar scenes to last week. They don't look like scoring at the moment, the Devils. Ball up in the middle, trying to work it clear with Darley. Melton South get a clearing kick though out of the pack. Cottam came forward, couldn't gather. Melton South picking it up, wheels around a couple, gives the handball back, put his teammate under a lot of pressure. Still in the possession of the Panthers. Now Darley trying to gather. Panthers got a few free players here. Corliss gets the kick around his body to centre half pack, and taking a nice mark there is Hanson. He decides to come to the commentary side of the ground. Made Page work for it, but he took the mark. Page played on immediately, kicked it forward. He was looking for Edwards, couldn't take the mark though. Melton South have it back in their possession, and they centre the ball. Mark taken there by one of their teammates, so I apologise for that. Darley now trying to gather at half forward for the Panthers. Cullen, smart little handball along the ground. He'll gather. Searle did come very late. He took him over the boundary line and out of play.
He looked at him. I thought he was going to nail him there. Just
I reckon that's what he wanted to do.
Oh, did you feel the ground moving as it was? Every footstep he took, the ground was shuddering. The bus.
And Searle will get the clearance. It's going to work out nicely to Miles. He'll bring it inside 50. Where's Sutton on the lead? And he's got him.
He's got a nice little cheer squad down the front of the bus here too.
Well, he's probably found his kids. Probably found them. Sutton's forgot him. It's all right. I'm the lead. Matty Sutton once again. They come in and kick his 3rd goal of the day. He started well. He's on the way to 13, Barry. I'm excited. I'm up and about. We will see 13 today from Matty Sutton. Don't you worry. I'll guarantee it. Scoop's putting his head on the line. Matty Sutton will come in, kick off the boot. It looks good. And he's got goal number 3. And the Panthers are absolutely flying here. Got it 4-4-28. The Devils just 2 behinds.
Well, just doing a little bit of rough mathematical conversions.
Oh, hang on.
If he's-
Saying that in this pass is a bit worrying.
Yeah, I know it's over your head, mate. But with all due, but if he's kicked 3 already, there's every possibility he can kick 15.
Yeah, roughly, yes.
Yes, no, exactly.
Well,
He's got 3 within 20 minutes.
Ball up in the middle. Searle got a fingertip to it. Went straight into the hands of Inglis, though, who was wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire will
I'll
call
give it to you,
for
Barry. Your maths hasn't phased you there, so yeah. Yeah, he's on the way to 15, you're right.
19 and a half minutes gone here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. 26 points the margin in favour of the Panthers. Darley should gather here. The handball to Kennedy was offline, and Melton South get another kick for.
Sutton has taken it again!
Oh, marks of the year! Oh, one-handed pat down into his chest. He has to finish this one. I'm sorry.
Oh, Matty Sutton. What an unbelievable mark. Oh, that was unbelievable.
And that was reminiscent of a gentleman we spoke to about earlier with Matty, Dan Jordan. That was a Dan Jordan.
That was, yes, that is.
Wasn't it?
Oh, it was a leap. He's Jordan's book.
And by the way, we apologise for blowing everyone's eardrums out there, but that was something exciting. Matty Sutton comes in for number 4. He squeezes it home. Melton South are out to a 5-goal lead, plus 2 behinds. So that means they're 32 points in front. 5-4-34 plays just 2 behinds
Barry, mate,
at the 20.
He's on the way to 16.
I was just going to say, no, according to my calculations, we're out a little bit. He's on his way to 20.
Oh, he's been...
Especially scripted for TV, but there's no cameras here.
Well, there's one camera over the other side of the ground.
That must be what it's for.
Oh, Matty Sutton. He is an absolute unbelievable gem in the forward line for the Panthers.
I tell you what, maybe they might be able to talk him into playing coming around again next year.
Well, they did it last year by the sounds of things.
Well, they did, but the way he's going at the moment, he's BOG.
Oh, absolutely. And Darley are going to be able to bring this inside 50. Mark was taken by McGill. He sends it inboard. England's got the spot and he'll take the mark. So a nice little legal block there by Alice. Put the big frame away and didn't impede. But it was just the fact that he's bigger than his opponent. And
He was in the line.
he was in the line. It was there. So Harley Inglis should come in and kick his first goal. And the Devils, who desperately need one here. And he comes in to stem the flow. Kick was good off the boot, and he's got it. So Harley Inglis will kick his goal, first goal of the day, and the Darley Devils get one back.
They do 26 points the margin. 5-4-34 plays 1-2-8.
And the only lapse so far in the Panthers' defensive makeup, letting Harley Inglis loose by himself.
Very solid so far
Yeah.
today.
Bacchus Marsh and Melton still seem to be locked on 1 goal, 1 apiece. Wendouree 2-3 to East Point 1-2 and Ballarat 1-1. Redan 3 goals.
Early stages around the grounds of some cracking games this afternoon, and we've got one right in front of us. Melton South should get the clearing kick through Reardon. Out wide, Kennedy is first with the foot race. He's under pressure though, sends the handball backwards. He found Knight, kicks it wide and will find Inglis. Searle again imposing himself, coming late.
It was legal.
Inglis comes up along the line, taking the mark out. There will be Edwards of Darley.
Which one?
Centre wing, don't know. Kick forward, I was just guessing, hopefully it was one of them. Darley, though, going to get it inside 50. Handball came to Ellis, who has a shot on goal and has sprayed it wide.
Has he got it?
No, missed it.
Oh, Donny's giving the 2 fingers. He's giving it a goal. So the goal.
Well, the goal umpire ran a very, very long way there.
And was touching his chest as to say 1 point.
But he's given it the 2 fingers, all clear. So a little bit contentious there, but we'll go with the goal umpire, Donny Flynn there with the 2 fingers and a goal of Reece Ellis. So
Well, regardless of what indications he makes, the final decision is if he puts 2 fingers out or 1 finger out. That's
the score.
what
He
it's
said he
all about.
squeezed it home, so they get a couple of goals here. Have the Devils on the trot. We are 23 minutes in, and the Panthers still lead 5-4-34 to the Devils 2-2-14 as we wait for the ball to be retrieved. But the Panthers, they probably just like to get one more here just to really assert their dominance for the quarter, and hopefully no one something, to be honest.
Well, but you have a look at the scoreboard, and the scoreboard reflects the dominance of the Panthers. The Melton South so far, 9 scoring shots to 4.
As the ball will go back in the centre, tap was on by Searle. Coming through was Drew Edwards, put his head down. Handball went out to Brad Inglis, to Jared Edwards, at the Delahaye. Will kick it, looking for Harley Inglis, and he found his chest.
Goodness!
That was Kennedy, couldn't quite gather it. Then Jared Edwards to Matty Inglis. Intercept by Searle, gave it off.
Oh, well done, big
Did
fella.
very well. Van Hurst sends it inside 50, looking for a teammate. Lennon will meet this one, bring it out wide, looking for a teammate in Baker, who got smashed over the line right in front of us in the commentary bus. And we'll go back to throwing Matty.
We will. 20 points the margin in favour of the Panthers. We've gone at 24 and a half minutes in this opening term. Searle in the front spot, got the tap. Inglis fumbled. Now Melton South trying to gather. Coming through though was Spicer. Did it well. Gave the handball off to his teammate who kicks it forward now and taking a mark here will be Baker. Just on the centre wing position, decides to play on, lob one up towards centre half forward, looking for Jakey Edwards. The kick went straight over the top of his head though. The Devils still able to gather. Kick around the body there from McGill has gone through for another one. So the Panthers have conceded a couple of late goals here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. And they are 5-4-34. Darley still trailing 3-2-20, a margin of 14
I
points.
think you're being a little bit harsh here when you said conceded, mate. That was a very fortuitous goal. He was in the right place at the right time when the ball actually scrambled out of the pack.
Yeah, it was very McGill just been, as I said, Barry, right place, right time, and made him pay with a nice little snummer in the body there. But, Darley just calling on back. Of course, they'd like to get another goal here, and they're just starting to play a bit more direct footy, which is why they're getting the results.
Well, they're getting away from that other silly style of play
They were playing before.
Yep.
Clearance going away to Darley again. Matty Inglis. Handball was sloppy, but went back to Chew. His kick is going straight up the end. Then a mark and coming through nicely for the Panthers there. And it's a nice mark taken by, looks like it's Bell. He'll bring it across the ground, looking for Rd17. Couldn't quite take the mark. Kennedy will get the fall of the ball. And was at the back to Edwards. His kick is to Page. Had to work, but he took a nice mark in front of Reardon. So this is Shane Page. He'll kick it into the centre of the ground looking for a target. Wasn't a very good kick. It still might work out. Coming to get it was Piver for Devils and for the Panthers. And he's given away a high free kick to Baker. Was it there, Matty? Was there. So free kick away of Luther Baker. He'll bring it inside 50. He's got Jakey Edwards. Good defensive play there. Spicer balls at the ball. Course lays the tackle. Ball still in dispute. It's locked up. The Panthers should be able to clear here through White. His kick went out to Carlo, took on the half volley. And the umpires look at each other and decide they'll eventually ball up. So we're going to ball up at the 26.5 minute mark of the half forward for the Devils. Umpire will throw it back up in the air. Tap was on by Searle. Picked up nicely by Kennedy. He's worked his way into the game. Chew's hammer was sloppy. Give it off and Piver's going to clear. Kick the centre half forward. Nice mark done by Rd17. There's only one man ahead of him in Sutton. Will they go to him? Of course they will. Sutton in a battle with Leonard. Had to spoil this time. Ball at the deck. Darley got the numbers, but just mucking around, and Sutton ends up with the footy. Locked up in the tackle. Gets at the back. Out to the teammate there in Hooper. Ball's in dispute. Umpires locked up between a couple of players, so we'll get a ball up inside 50 for the Panthers.
Shows you the endeavour of the Panthers side. Suts was outnumbered 4-1 then, but still battled away and held the ball up.
Yep, and the ball's in dispute. Sutton comes in at me, couldn't quite get it. In the end, the Devils should be able to clear. This is Cullen deep in his back pocket. He's going to bring it across the ground. Has to be a good kick, and it is. And he finds Ankrum. He moves it quickly to Page. Kicks it up the line to Jakey Edwards. Takes a nice mark. He'll go backwards, though. Finds a teammate.
His brother.
Yep. Back to Jared. He'll bring it wide to Page, who's got some room to move. He'll send it out wide, looking for Alice. Kick doesn't quite get there, and the handball was nicely smothered there by trying to knock it out of bounds.
28 minutes gone in this first term. The Panthers up by 14 points. We'll get a boundary throw in half forward flank for the Devils. They've kicked the last couple of goals late in this term. Searle got the tap out of the back, went straight into the hands of Kennedy, though, who kicked it around his body and just faded, though. And a minor score right on quarter time here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. The Panthers, they're up by 13 points, 5-4-34. The Devils, 3-3-21. Who's got the goals, Sammy?
Oh, who else but Matty Sutton? He's got 4.
Silly question to ask.
Silly question, but he's kicked 4 in the first term for Mountain South in his farewell game. Started beautifully. Another goal was to Rodney Rich for the Panthers. And for Darley, singles order: Harley Inglis, Reece Ellis, and McGill.
All right, we're ready to get this second term underway. Cutting you two off. Sam Young's going to get us underway on BFL. Game of the round.
Umpire throw in the air. Tap was on by Abraham. One on coming through for Devils was Page. Kick inside 50 to Ellis. And very similar to the last term, 7 seconds, but this time Darley will get a shot on goal from that quick clearance from Page, and it finds Ellis straight in the chest.
You would have to suggest that Billy has been wrong again. This looks like the
scoring end.
Country club end looks like the scoring end.
Oh, well, it's not the first time Billy's just slightly misjudged which end was favoured, but he just couldn't tell from the wonderful windsock. As Ellis comes
Beautiful.
in, kick was straight over the goal by his hat. He's got his second of the day. Another mobile goal kicker, Matty, and 30 seconds in, Darley hit the board.
I'm going to pick you up on something you said about Bill. You say he's misjudged the goal-kicking end. We know by now here in the bus, when he says one end, it's the other end. So he didn't misjudge it, he judged it well.
He judged it well for us to not to interpret. Correct.
So 19 points the margin.
Now, did we find out which end? Is it the eastern end, the northern end, the southern end, or the don't know end?
No, we haven't gone that far yet.
Kick off the ground's going to go by Kenny, the half forward. Picked up by Thacker. Gives the handball to Abraham. Goes straight to Kenny. Back to Abraham. He'll send it inside 50. Edwards got the spot. Couldn't quite take the line.
Nice
Inglis with the
play.
crumbs. Handball on top. Alice should kick goal number 3. And in a minute, Darley is slaying on a few goals here. And they're back to just down by 1 point, Matty.
Beautiful play by Edwards there.
Yeah, beautiful. It was
Nice clean play, yep.
And then the handball from Inglis over the top, and the goal to Allison. They're looking very dangerous when they're bringing inside 50 other Devils.
That
Bacchus
direct
Marshes 2-4 to Melton 2-2. East Point 2-4 to Lake Wendouree 3-4. Redan 3-2. Ballarat 2-3.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Direct football, I was going to say, from Darley,
Yeah,
and it's
and-
already working well.
It's just about tied the game up.
It is 1 point the margin in favour of the Panthers. Searle got the tap. Darley, no, working very well there, but then was that a trip? Umpire said play on. Searle handballed into fresh air. Now coming through is Inglis. He sends the handball out to Darley. Picking it up there was McGill.
On the ball.
And, well, and deservingly, I would have thought as well. Melton South with the free kick. He did play on, and he was tackled. Inglis gathering. Handball to Jakey Edwards. Back to Inglis. He was tackled. Gave the handball to Page. Page kicked around his body, and it has bounced through for a minor score. Scores are locked at 34 apiece.
And yeah, I'm not sure if the Melton South player knew was holding the ball, because the umpire first way called the decision, and he played on instinctively, and then that's why he got caught and the turnover happened. But luckily for him, it didn't hurt them too much, as the marking defence is taken by White. He'll bring it out wide. He's looking for Searle. Kick is a good one. Searle gets down, takes him out. Couldn't quite control it the whole way down. Picked up as Van Hurst. Coming through is Abraham. Picked up by Page. He'll slam it on the boot. Is there anyone there? And a nice marking defence is taken by Trotter there. Just working his play underneath it. He's out wide, finds Miles. He moves it quickly. Looking for Dresman. At his feet, though. Did well, though, to get the little socker. Went out to Thomas. He's going to be a bit more aware. Gives it a big Searle. He'll bring it one. That's not 15, but the umpire says it was, apparently. So, nice mark by Pentworth right in front of us. Sorry, Wentworth. He'll kick it up the line. Looking for a target and Sutton, and he's got him. Too far out to score.
Yep.
And 50 metres!
Not when it's a 50-metre penalty.
Mark this one down.
He's about 75 metres out for goal, was Matty Sutton, and Leonard's overcrept the mark, so this should put Sutton within goal-scoring range.
Question to you guys. When the captain coach does something silly like that, who drags him off?
No one. So Matty Sutton to come in to kick for his 5th goal of the afternoon, only early in the second term. This is to put the Panthers...
4 minutes, in fact.
Yeah, 4 minutes. This to put them back out to a goal lead. So Matty Sutton to come in. Should be no problem. Slams it through. He's got 5, and the Panthers get back the lead.
Well, if Billy said that they were looking for 6 from him, I thought they've sold him pretty damn cheap.
Considering he's already got 5.
4.5 minutes into the second quarter.
He said himself. It wasn't. They didn't set it for him. He said his goal at 6.
Well, when I told
At
him
least 6.
when I said that Sammy thought that he needed 13 for his 300. He said, "Oh, is that all?" I'll give it a shot.
How many weeks to get it?
None. Well, only one.
Half.
This week.
As we're back in the middle. Melton South up by 6 points. Cameron leapt early. And big pack around the ball. Umpires paid a free kick high, and it'll go the way of the Panthers and the way of Thomas. So he's still in the middle of the ground. Lobs one up forward. Pack flew. Couldn't take the mark. There was Edwards.
Why?
Came to the bottom. Now Gatherings Hooper. Kicks it into the pocket. He was looking for Dransman. He couldn't take the mark though. Picking it up. And Gathering was Cullen. He sends the kick out wide. And Gathering's Jake Edwards. He takes one bounce. He might take two. And he does. It was an ordinary looking bounce. He's caught. He's had his pants dragged down as well. He got the kick away. Melton South under a bit of pressure, so to a Darley, wrapped up in a tackle in the goal square. Gathering it out there was Edwards. That was Dwayne, who's kicked a minor score. And it is 5 points to margin here at the Melton Recreation Reserve in favour of the Panthers.
Yeah, they couldn't quite finish the good work there. Jake Edwards, I think... how do you view that sort of decision, Barry? I mean,
I thought it was ball.
Of course it was ball.
He took two bounces, then he got caught, and he was given enough time to be able to dispose of it. I think you got to reward the tackler.
Unimpeded. He was still running.
Bill,
You got to be stopped.
No, you don't. Of
course you do.
You have to. The rule states you have to be impeded.
He wasn't impeded.
Not stopped. Impeded. He was impeded.
They pulled his pants down,
So that's impeding him.
but he was still moving.
And the turnover is going away of the Devils here as they bring the ball back into the centre of the ground. A risky kick, and it's going to be fine. Knight gives off to McGill to bring him inside 50 one more time. Over the head of Alice. Edwards got the spot one. It looks like it was the Melton South defender there in white. Did well. Ball in dispute. Kenny slams around the boot. Umpires picked a free kick here though.
Melton
But
South.
once again, and I'm not saying this, but why does it have to be the field umpire that's not in charge, 40 metres away, that can see something that the umpire in charge 5 metres away can't?
He's been to Specsavers.
Melton South dropping the ball on the centre wing position. Darley gathering momentarily. Umpires pinged holding the ball. Free kick going the way of Melton South. They're going to send one forward along that far wing, and the nice mark taken out there.
Dransman, is it?
No, it's not Dransman. He sends it into the pocket. Sutton came late, couldn't take the mark. Ball very close to the boundary line. Melton South gathering. Nice kick around the body. Has gone out of bounds though. So we'll get a boundary throw in just beside the behind post, favouring the Panthers. They're up by 5 points. Boundary throw in the pocket. Tapping it. There was Dransman. Wrapped up in there. Ball nearly spilled out. Now it does. Kennedy gets the handball away to Hanson, who was wrapped up in a tackle. Choose in there as well for the Devils. Big pack around the ball. We should get a ball up, and we will. Forward pocket for the Panthers at the 8.5 minute mark. 5 points margin.
Yes, and the Panthers just applying the pressure here. Just a bit of composure. The quarter time, sorry. Ball cutters up in the air. That was one by the Panthers. They're riding onto it was Miles. And it was slightly down the ball. We'll go to the back. Hand with the Kennedy. He fumbled. Well done by the Melton South player there to pick it up. He couldn't, in Sullivan, he just couldn't get around the tackler. And we'll get another ball up inside 50 of the Panthers. Just would like to see a third man up here for the Panthers to knock it forward. Dransman will get the tap. Knock forward at the back. They got a chance here. The hand will work. Miles around the body. Has it got the legs? It is.
Yes.
Goal. And get another one for the Panthers.
Well, that's the fortuitous reply to the one that McGill got last quarter.
Absolutely. And he's an absolute beauty, Reece Miles. I mean,
Yep.
built like a tank, but runs extremely well. Endurance is high, and he's an absolute ripper. They've got to make sure they can hold on to him for a very long time. Exactly.
So Bill's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, Melton is 3-2-20 to Bacchus 2-4-16. East Point 2-6-18, Lake Wendouree 4-4-28, Redan 4-4-28, Ballarat 2-3-15.
Thank you to Mr. Bill Lucas there for another report from around the grounds.
As English Got a kick to his brother, who kicks it around his body into the goal square. A mark's been taken by Ellis, and it has been paid. So he'll go back and have a shot from point-blank range.
And that was to the detriment of the Darley football side because Jakey Edwards had the ball, was ready to step into the goal square. But I don't think Ellis should miss from here either.
He shouldn't. On a very slight angle, not far out either. Pops one straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat and brings it back to a 5-point margin here at the Melton Recreation Reserve.
Now, we said Sutton's done well. He's got 5, but Reece Ellis kicks goal number 4 there. So
Yeah, well, which one of you gentlemen labelled it a shootout today?
I labelled it as a bit of a shootout here today, and it's looking that way at the moment.
So I was just ready for you to pump up.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Hang on, Barry. Who would you expect to say it's a shootout? The man in control of the goal kickers.
Scoop knows his grounds and knows where they...
And I've got to come back to why all the melodrama with the signalling of that goal there. 5 seconds it took for the umpire to give it all clear and run up and talk to the goal umpire. Goodness gracious me.
But the ball is back in the centre now. We'll get this second term back underway. Panthers still lead 7-4, 46 to the Devils 6-5, 41. Just making the best of the opportunities at the start here, which is the key.
Oh, look at that. Good
Beautiful
time.
tap by Searle, running towards Miles. Good handball. It still might work out here for the Panthers. Putting his head down there was Cotton. He's locked up in the tackle though, and the umpire will ball it up.
Yeah.
So
I've got to ask a question of you guys. When a player is bending over the ball trying to pick it up, that is not putting his head down in mine.
no, I agree to that point to a degree, Barry. I mean, as a free kick, it looks has been picked out to Jakey Edwards here, so we'll get back to that point later. But Edwards will bring it inside 50. Ellis has got the separation.
Beautiful.
Couldn't quite bring it down though. Trotter did well. Now he's under pressure, and the ball's trickled out. Has it? Yes, and we're going to bounce on inside 50, won't we, matey?
We certainly will. 5 points to margin in favour of the Panthers at the 12-minute mark of this second term here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. Beautiful conditions, hardly a breath of wind, and the sun is shining at the moment. Trying to gather here was McGill, kicks it around his body. Ellis came through, gave the handball off to Baker.
Was it over the line? The goal
I thought it was.
He's hit his chest, and then
The
he's
goal umpires can...
They are referring at the moment, and
they paid the mark from the looks of things. So it looks like Drew Edwards will have a shot from a very difficult angle. He's a left footer here, so
well, they're still.
what is this? I'm very bemused what they're trying to do here. I mean, the mate Edwards basically walked where he took the mark and then rework his line. So
That's the same umpire that took 10 seconds to declare all clear.
So Drew Edwards, he's a left footer, wrong side for him. He's
Looks
gonna-
for an option.
He's going to send inboard, looking for Inglis, couldn't quite bring it down, board the deck, missed Thack on the handball. Collins did well to knock it forward, came through his Baker, nice and hard, got his head ripped off,
Aye.
and he'll go back to shoot for a goal for 3 minutes out. That's what you get when you put your head down and go hard, Barry.
Well, he wasn't trying to pick the ball up.
No, he had the foot,
Yeah,
yes.
and I actually thought he put his head down on that occasion, but
Still can't get ripped off, though.
no, it was still high. But
Yeah. So Luther Baker to come in, just stabs at it, and he's missed. Oh.
and see, that was it. As you said, that was the decision the goal umpire made down there.
Yes, and
exactly.
Exactly the same, but
Yeah, and then
with a
he
pad
put
the
his-
chest, but
and then he put his 2 fingers up.
yeah. So, but Baker there just really missed a very
yes.
terrible opportunity.
They're just keeping us on the ball this afternoon. That's all they're doing. Melton South with the kick in the defensive goal square. They're going to go wide to the far flank, kick over. Missed the pack. Ellis gives a nice one off to Chew,
that was
who
a
gives
short
another
kick,
very
eh?
short one to Baker.
Oh, I
He's
tell you what.
directly in front.
You wouldn't want to be buying land from any of these blokes, would you?
He's about 45 metres out. He'll have to kick it from, but directly in front, as I said.
Yeah, he's
So
got
this to put the Devils in front.
he's got to make amends. He missed an easier one. Comes in Baker from 45. This one looks better, but he didn't stab it. This one, he kicks straight through it and gets the goal for it. And probably for the first time in the game, Darley in front, Matty.
Yeah, I don't think they did get in front early in that.
No, I think you're right once again, Sammy, and not often you're wrong, but
Not after I'm wrong, but not after I'm right.
Well, when he declares goal kickers.
but the only thing I've got to So the umpires paid 4 marks to the Darley side, and out of the 4 marks, I think the ball travelled 20 metres. Now,
Yeah, I mean, they got to really tighten up on that, I think, the umpires, because, yeah, as you said, Barry, those kicks were only going about 10 metres, and they then paid marks. And, I mean, in the end, they worked it and found a target. As the free kicks were picked out in the centre to the Panthers. They're going to bring out the centre forward, looking for a target.
That's a free kick.
Angren probably pushes his opponent underneath it.
He certainly did.
Umpire called play on. Now the Darley player's under pressure, but he gets locked up at half forward line. So the Panthers need to get back in the lead here. Searle comes in, gets the tap. At the back there to Hanson. He tried to take him on, got away to Jared Edwards. Kicks it wide, finds his target in Chew, gives it off to Page.
Good overlap.
Good, very good over. Kennedy's got the spot. Couldn't quite bring the mark down. Well done by the defender there for Melton South in white. Kennedy had him cold, but he did very well, stuck to his guns, and worked the ball towards the boundary line.
2-point margin in favour of the Devils, approaching the 16-minute mark here at the Melton Recreation Reserve in this second term. Getting the tap there was Ellis. Inglis with it as a shot. It's a very ordinary shot off the boot, though. Just snuck home for a minor score. So a 3-point margin now in favour of the Devils. They are 7-7-49 to the Panthers, 7-4-46 as the Melton South get it back into play. A good fist there from Page. We'll see it over the boundary line in front of the Darley bench this afternoon. 3-point margin, as I said, in favour of the Devils at the 16.5-minute mark of this second term. Umpire sends it back into play. Cameron got the tap. Melton South, though, get a little clearing kick. It was effective. Handball came off from Sullivan. Went straight in the hands of Inglis. There might have been a hand over the shoulder there. Umpire said play on. Chew working hard for the Devils. Wentworth diving on the footy. Umpire says give it to me just in front of the interchange gates and just in front of the boundary line, right in front of our commentary box. 17 minutes gone, 3 points in favour of the Devils.
Umpire throws in the air, clears. Oh, big hit on Tyler, so we heard it because we're that close to the action, but boys trigger out of bounds once more. So the Panthers just working their way. They need to get the next goal here. Umpire throws it back. Tap was won by the Panthers. Picked up nicely. Looking at the back, looking for a target. Missed him. Big tackle away and he's gone. Kennedy absolutely nailed Cotton there. And Stephen Kennedy will get the possession. Bring it in board, looking for a target. Finds one in Page. He plays on quickly. Moves that wide to Jared Edwards. He's got, it's Leonard. Got some room to move. Looking for Jakey Edwards. One there by Collis getting in front. Board the deck. Out to Watkins. He kicks a little up and under. Inglis did well trying to cut it off. Ball still in dispute. Panthers trying to work him over here, but they just can't seem to get clean possession on the footy. Picked up by Thacker. Goes a bit of a run. Send it inside 50. Alice got a nice spot. One of them trying to bring it down. And now Mountain South should rebound. Look wide. One of my Mountain South player to work underneath it. It was Nathan Reardon. Goes a bit of a run. He can run. He can have a shot on goal. It's all about accuracy. It's hit the post.
Oh, the move.
He did so well with Reardon, he just couldn't finish.
And this is one of the ironies of player protection. If there was no padding there, that was a goal.
Yep.
2 points the margin in favour of the Devils as they kicked it out to the half-back flank, far side of the ground. Taking the nice mark out there will be Drew Edwards. Still defensive side of the wing, decides to come in board for Chew. Wentworth came late and got the spoil. Chew able to gather though. Kicks it to the centre wing position. Taking the mark out there will be his Darley teammate. And he's just settling things down. Decides to go up along the line there. And a nice mark taken by Cameron. Gives the handball off to Chew. He's under all sorts of pressure. Nice tackle. Umpire said play on. Cameron kicks it forward. Missing it there was Rich. Jakey Edwards coming in. Gathering though for the Devils here. Can't quite work out who it was. They sent the handball back to Ankrum, who's under all sorts of pressure. Gets the handball away just in time. The Panthers trying to gather here. And picking up might be Page though. He's well tackled, driven into the ground. Umpire says in the back, so Page will get a free kick just outside attacking 50 for the Devils. He decides to centre it. Well, he's called to play on now. He thought better of it. Kicks it into the middle. There's Jared Edwards. Big pack falls on top of him. And umpire will call for it at the half-forward area. Bit of niggle out there.
Yeah, a little bit more than a little bit of niggle there, Matty. It's starting to heat up here in the second term.
Nice and intense at the 20-minute mark. 2 points the margin in favour of the Devils.
Umpire throws it in the air.
That's a bit croaky.
The throat's gone. It's in a bit of trouble here, Matty. I can still salvage it here. The Panthers will be able to work it out. Oh, we're in big trouble coming in the second half. Knocked down by Searle. Picked up by Reardon at the back. Got a free man over the Miles. Go for a run. Can he run in and kick a goal? His kick's offline though.
Not going to kick like that. He
Yeah, it was very ordinary kick down by Reece Miles running to an open goal, and he's missed. And Hanson's got an absolute mountain of space he must play on. He doesn't. He'll give it out to Knight. He'll kick it wide. Finds a target in Jared Edwards. He can switch it again if he wants to. He doesn't. Kicks up the line. Finds Chew. Takes the mark at half back. We're 20.5 minutes into the second term. The Devils lead by 2 points. Chew chips it up, finds Jared Edwards once again. So just taking a bit of time to clock here, a bit of possession. Kicks it straight in the middle looking for Thacker. He missed him, but he's able to run onto it. Gives it to Spicer, to Kennedy. He's got to be silky. He always is. At the back to Drew Edwards. Good, don't argue there. Swings around his left. Brings it wide looking for Page, but his kick just missed him. And the ball trickles out in front of Page. So 21 minutes in, and we're at half-forward line for Darley.
And they're up by 2 points. Umpire just retrieving the ball as we speak. Now he's got it back, and he's going to send it straight back into play. Coming late there was the third man up for Melton. South Chew at the back of the pack. Sends a nice kick into the middle, and he'll find Ellis. What number is he going to be going for now, Sam?
It's big goal number 5 in, kick at 45 metres out directly in front. And Reece Ellis. I mean, we talk about his goal kicking a lot here, so
You backing it in?
He's kicked 4, so I mean theoretically I should back him in, but
Yes, of course you'll nail it.
Yeah. What about you, Bill? Come on, quick.
Not a hope.
That's got to be the first one he hasn't backed in as Ellis sends it on its way.
Has it got the
It has
distance?
got the distance only just. Umpire moves into the position, gives the 2 fingers. Barry's right for the first time ever. And
Law of averages.
and
I've got to get one sooner or later.
Darley move it out to an 8-point margin there. 8-7-55. Melton South 7-5-47. A margin of 8 points at the 22.5 minute mark.
Bacchus Marsh 5-5-35, Melton 3-2-20, East Point 5-9-39, Wendouree 28 points, Redan 7-5-47, Ballarat 3-3-21.
And this is a man, you wrap him up and tell him that he knows a little bit about the game, knows nearly as much as the umpires, all of a sudden he becomes the oracle. in charge of the rules committee.
Was that something you discussed when you headed down the road to AFL HQ a little earlier this afternoon to ask why we're not broadcasting the International Cup?
we're getting bizarre here in the commentary buses. Locked up in the centre of the ground. We got another mandatory ball up in the centre of the ground.
I'm glad you weren't croaky that time too when you took over.
The voice is a bit shot, Matty. We're still going nice and strong. Ball at the deck. Miles coming through. Did very well. Dodged a couple, but he's run pretty far. Got it away in the end. Out the back to Matty Inglis. Gives it off.
Tried to do too much, didn't he?
Yeah, just tried to do a little bit too much. Ball went wide to Spicer. He runs a bit. Finds a target in Baker. He's got Edwards on the lead.
Oh.
Kick was shocking though. And White should be able to mop it up. Does well. He's got Edwards on his hammer. He fell over. Well picked up by Spicer.
He fell over because he was pushing it back, mate.
Baker tried to tap it on. Ball in dispute. Spicer kept running. That's what you do. And Jane Spicer just brought around too much. He just couldn't finish the deal. What great second and third efforts from Jane Spicer, but his kick just was offline. As Mountain South will bring it wide, and they find Rich, gives it to Miles. He works it wide, looking for a target, and Wentworth makes a nice mark there on the far wing from our commentary position. Bit slow to get it back up. Looks inborn, he's got nothing. So he's still on the wing here. We're 24 minutes into the second term. Panthers down by 9 points. Kicks up the line to a pack, and a big
good
mark.
Great mark, boy.
And guess who? We haven't called him for a while, but Matty Sutton takes a nice mark there. Sends it to centre forward to Searle. Couldn't quite get it. Ball at the deck, at the back This is Thomas on the left boot, but the kick is indirected. It's a mark taken by Matty Inglis in the back pocket. There's a bit of a wrestle going on in centre forward, Matty. I want you to keep an eye on it to make sure nothing malice happens. Ball swings out to Brad Inglis. He'll kick it up the line. Finds a target in Leonard. Nothing really ahead of him. I mean, very stagnant here from the Devils. Eventually he gets an offer from Thacker, takes a nice mark.
And nothing to report to from that little bit of a scuffle between, that was Thomas and Baker.
So Thacker moved it backwards, went to Cullen. So they're going to try to switch here. They've gone all the way deep in their back line, so they've got to be careful. Got Hanson over the top, it's half back, and they find him. And Hanson looks up, he hasn't got a lot. His kick is looking for Brad Inglis. He's got some room to move now. Kicks it, looking for Baker. Big fly coming from Sullivan, couldn't bring it down. Going around one was McGill. Slams on the boot, but only goes far as Dransman. So Dransman comes back and says to hold it up. So Mark Dransman has a look. Got a couple on offer. Goes to his teammate. Couldn't quite take Marcus Peters. Coming through was Sullivan. But the ball's trickled out, and we'll get a boundary throw in right in front of the coach's box of Darley and Nick, close to the half-forward line for the Devils.
9 points the margin at the 26-minute mark of this second term. Dransman grabbed it out of the ruck, got a handball away quickly. Handball, though, came to Baker. He sends one back to Jared Edwards, who was wrapped up by two Melton South players. Handball came from Wentworth. On ground level now. Picking it up was Cameron. Just got the kick away in time. There's a free kick going the way of...
Is he going the way of the Panthers?
No,
No, it's going
to
again.
Darley.
Going to Darley, so not quite sure what happened there. There was a bit more niggle though. Baker's got the free kick on the centre wing position, commentary side of the ground. He's just waiting. He's going to pop one up, and coming out and taking a nice mark there is Spicer. He plays on, sold a bit of candy, ran into the middle. It was a dodgy looking kick off the boot though. Missing it there for Melton South was Corliss. Darley get it forward through Page. He has a shot on goal and it's gone through. So Darley put a bit of breathing space as we head towards half-time here at the Recreation Reserve. They move to 9-8-62, Melton South 7-5-47, a margin of 15 points. We've gone 27 minutes here at the Melton Recreation Reserve.
I guess it's pretty safe to say I think the Panthers need a break here. They're looking a bit tired, and Darley just starting to really assert the dominance here in the second term. They've kicked six.
I'll throw a question to both of you guys.
Yep.
Matty just said there's a bit of niggle coming to the ground. Notice when the niggle, actually, in every game that you ever see, when the niggle starts,
When it,
or who's been instrumental in getting the niggle going?
no, I don't.
No.
Poor decisions from the umpires,
I think
which was exactly what happened here.
Yeah,
I'm lucky I didn't go with the answer I had prepared.
Page just keep going in half over smothered. Edwards goes around a couple, then keeps the ball and play beautifully. Runs in, kick to the goal square. They need a mark, but Dransman's there, takes a nice defensive mark for the Panthers. He'll swing it wide. His kick is asking a bit of rich, but he's up to the task. Holds it up, sells a bit of candy, swings around. Kick is high in the air, though. It took a long time, but it got to his teammate Thomas. Good run by Corliss on the overlap here. He can go. Take a bounce. He can take a second.
Take about 10 if he wants it.
Kicks inside 50, and he's got a target. It looked a bit wobbly off the boot, but he found a target in Bradley Cotton, who should go back and has to kick this to stem the tide for the Panthers.
This is a must goal.
If he kicks this goal, it brings it back to a 9-point margin, and going into half time.
Oh, he's given the handball off. Not sure who it was. He sent the kick on its way for just a minor score. Just trying to work out who that was to. It might have been... Was it Van Heemst?
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, from only 45 metres out, you've got to back your abilities to go back and kick those goals. I was going to say, but it was a crunch goal for him, and he gave it off, and he really should have gone back to take the responsibility on himself.
Darley this quarter have kicked 6-5. Melton South 2-2.
Yeah, well, 11 scoring shots to 4 tells a very, very different tale of the story than what it was in the first term. Ball going out the back, and they should be able to turn this over with the Panthers. Peters gives it to Dransman. His kick has gone wide, asking a bit, but he did very well in the contest with Reardon. but the ball's just beaten out of bounds, and he did well on the body there. He was able just to work his opponent. Didn't illegally push him, but used his chest to sort of muscle his way off him, but couldn't quite bring the mark down. Umpire brings the ball back into play. Searle taps over the back, picked up by Ankrum of Darley. In dispute. Ball's locked inside 50 here. Will come out, and it does. P.M.'s Miles. Look at him go. Shot on goal. Looks good. And Reece Miles has got one.
One they needed.
Absolutely. Gets one back for the Panthers. As the siren sounds. As late as you can get, Reece Miles will kick one there for the Panthers.
Not quite as good as kicking one after the siren, but nearly as good.
Just about. 8 points a margin here at the Melton Recreation Reserve. Melton South are 8-6-54. They trail Darley 9-8-62. Sam.